Hi friends, welcome to our second video of Gardenia's Plant World. My name is Denia Cruz and I just want to thank you again for joining. Today we are going to be talking about string of things. If you have not noticed from my setup over here, these are a few of my string of things plants. So we have over here, we have our string of hearts, Ceropegia woodii. Then we have our string of bananas. I think this is a Senecio. Then the beautiful ruby necklace that I just want you to see the color on the stem, how beautiful that is. Of course, we have our string of pearls, which was actually my very first string of things plants. Then our string of turtles. This is a Peperomia opticifolia. I think I said that right. And then I don't know if I still like them or not, but my string of watermelons. So I think the hardest thing about these plants is how to not kill them. You know, I have talked to a lot of my friends in the plant community and they all struggle with keeping these alive, especially the string of pearls. So I've noticed that the #1 killer of these plants is definitely overwatering. And when I first got sorry, my dog was trying to come into the shot. When I first got my string of pearls, I was terrified of overwatering, and then you have my cat down here. Anyway, so when I first got the string of pearls, I was terrified of overwatering to the point where I was just giving it like a shot, literally, of water. And then one day I noticed that the pearls were starting to get soft and wrinkly. So right now they're pretty firm to the touch. And when I went to check on them that one time, they were starting to get wrinkly and you could not see the window on them. So let me get you a close-up of what that window looks like. Okay, so let's see. So if you see these, that little slit right here, that's a window. When you can't see these, that means it's time to water. And then right now, as you can tell, they're pretty firm to the touch. You can't really squeeze them very hard and they're fine. So that means they don't need water. I just watered these maybe 2 weeks ago and they still don't need water. I've found that putting these plants in terracotta pot really helps, because the terracotta pot is porous, and I actually have these in a terracotta orchid pot. That helps dry out the soil a little bit faster. That goes for all of these. I just immediately, as soon as I get home, I repot them. That's when they're the strongest, when you first get them from the nursery. I know a lot of people do not advise to repot, but so far it's worked for me. Then we have, for the string of hearts, you typically do the taco test with these. So you just grab them and then try and squeeze them like that. So this one is pretty firm, and that means it still does not need to be watered. So also with the string of bananas, you can also see that they have a window. Hopefully the camera will pick it up, but they have a window. And same thing like the pearls, you can tell when they need to be watered. You also, let's see, we have the string of turtles. This one has been by far one of my favorites. I feel like it has been super easy to take care of. I actually why would you not love this plant? Look at the little turtles. I just watered this today, sort of. I water once every week, not every week, but every 2 weeks probably. The pearls will probably go 3 weeks without needed watering. This one I water about every 2 weeks with fertilizer. I've found that they really like being in the cold. Actually, most of these string of things enjoy the cooler environment. It's when they grow the most. The string of pearls is actually, the turtles, I'm sorry, this one has been one of my fastest growers. As you can see, it already has some trailing, and when I got it about 3 weeks ago, it didn't have any of this trailing right here. It has just grown so fast for me. I will say with this one, it is, so for all of these other plants, you mostly just want to have them in bright and direct light, and I know we all struggle with what is bright and direct light. It is usually maybe about 10 inches from a bright window. I was told to place them in a south facing window or east facing window. I actually have these in a west facing window, or I have them under my grow light back here. It's what I found has worked best for me. I tried to put these in a south facing window, and they started to lose their variegation. They didn't look turtle-like anymore. It was just starting to look like round green things, round green pebbles. But so far right now, I've placed it in a north-facing window. It's a very, very bright window. It is about 4 inches from there, and that seems to be what has worked the best for this one. This one has absolutely loved being under the grow light. I put her under the grow light, and she has absolutely thrived. When I first got her about a month ago, she had only a few of these trailings, and these trailings were not, the ones she did have were not this long. And as you can see now, she is trailing just everywhere, and it's super, super long. The pot she was originally in was about up to here, and so as you can see, she's maybe grown about an inch. And as far as, let's see, we've covered water, we've covered light, so I also want to cover the soil and again kind of the pot. So again, the terracotta pot has been what has worked the best for me, especially if you are an overwaterer. It just keeps the soil from retaining moisture for a very long time. These plants are mostly from very arid countries, so I know this one and this one originate from South Africa. So as you know, it is a pretty dry place. This one actually originates from South America. This one can go with some misting. You can mist it once in a while or have it in some humidity, and it will actually love you for it. But the rest, try to keep in as dry of condition as you would like. And another thing that helps with that is the soil. So the soil in these, and this will probably be the easiest for me to show you, the soil in these is super, super gritty and chunky. So I have them in a mixture of perlite, orchid bark, and some succulent cactus, succulent soil. It's a little thicker, not as dense as regular peat moss or regular soil. And the reason for that being is that will help with draining. That will help so, so much for draining. And it is very important. I will link it will link my variegated string of hearts video where I talk about me overwatering her, and you will see why overwatering is a very, very dangerous thing. You definitely do not want any of your strings of things to retain any water. But I think that is essentially all for me, and thank you again for watching and for subscribing. I will continue these videos if there is enough interest. Bye.